tournament silence and anticipation to see what. Oh, goodness! That ball have a family!
Welcome to High Sox, episode 12, Low IQ High Sox. Mitch, John, Ben. John is there. There he is. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man. What's going on, baby? Reds talk. It's time to talk about the Reds.
It's time to talk about the 500 Reds in the series. Diamondbacks.
500, baby. Or are we? We're not 500, are we? Are we game under?
We are. We're 500 right now. As of June 8th, 2025, we're going to have Drew on the show again talking about the Cleveland Guardians series, the Ohio Cup round 2, 3 games in Cleveland, baby, starting June 9th, Monday.
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah,
That's
we
tomorrow.
usually record on a Monday.
We usually
We're
record on a
doing
Monday.
a special Sunday episode.
This is a Sunday episode coming out Monday. It's really confusing. Drew's going to be on. He's going to talk some shop with us again. We're going to start this episode off with some trivia that I've designed for you guys.
Okay.
Wow.
We're going to get right into it. I'm going to talk about 700 WLW transition songs on Reds broadcast. Okay? You guys know what this is, so go to for those who are familiar, Tommy Thrall and Chris Welsh,
the Reds,
doing Reds baseball on the radio, 700 WLW, and they have these transition songs sometimes in between coming back from commercial to the broadcast on the radio. They range in a wide variety. It's a lot of different genres and things, and it tends to be super random. So I want to test your knowledge about these songs that are used during the 700 WLW Reds broadcast. So we're going to go through 4 songs, and you guys have to pick the one that is not a part of the broadcast.
Ooh.
So
I gotta admit, I'm on this.
I was gonna
no
say,
problem.
I was gonna say, because I know you've been listening to the radio a lot recently. You've listened to Tommy Thrall, Chris Welsh.
Love Tommy Thrall.
I think that Chris Welsh does he do it, or is it? I mean, it's Cowboy, and then Chris Welsh does it sometimes. I don't really know exactly because I don't listen.
I don't know the rotation like the TV broadcast where Larkin does the home games,
and then Chris Welsh will do the away games. But sometimes Cowboy's on the TV, and then sometimes he's on the radio.
Yeah.
So I think it's Cowboy.
We're all just palling around together.
There's back and forth with this. So anyway, we're going to get right into it. This is the first song. Remember, you're choosing the song that is not a part of the rotation. Here we go. First one up. This is A.
Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoned.
You guys know that song?
Oh yeah, let's get it started.
All right, one more time. This is A.
Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoned.
Yep. All right, and that was the first one. This is the second one. This is B.
Hold on. There's no way that's that can't be it.
Well, I will say this. For all these songs, they cut out the lyrics. These are all.
Okay.
For all these songs, there's no lyrics on the broadcast. They take it out. And they just play the instrumental.
Okay.
So that was the first one. This is the second one. We're calling this B.
Back and watch me smack that hat all on the floor. Smack that hat, give me some more.
What do you think, Ben?
That's definitely there.
Yeah, I feel bonkan, but the muffled AM
transition beat to like come back from the commercial into the game. I'm thinking that one's on there. I think both of them are in the playlist.
Let's get it started. It's a weird one for me. I can't imagine that being in there unless Mitch took a portion of the song that isn't the transition, or you're saying that what you're playing would be the transition.
I'm going to clarify this. That's a great question. So these are not necessarily the snippets of the song that they're using. Okay.
Keep it. Have to think about that.
And there's no lyrics underneath it, of course.
Okay.
So moving on, that was B. We're going to C. Song C.
No.
No, that sounds like I swear I've heard that.
No
I
chance.
swear I've heard that.
You guys know that song?
That's
Yeah, of
CCR,
course.
yeah?
Yeah.
Their playlist
Yeah.
is like specifically 2000s. It's just 2000s music. Like that's their entire playlist for the last 20 years.
Well, that was 1970 something. So
I know, but that I'm just saying that's my pick so far for not being on there.
Oh, I see.
They
What you're
don't
saying.
pick just 2000s music for sure. I mean, I know Mitch is a
5%.
CCR head. So if he were to put one in, this would make sense.
Yeah, so far
It's a good
this
pick if it is.
All right, we're gonna
I
move
still
on
feel
to
like
D.
A is not right, but
This is our last option.
This is the last song right here.
Yeah.
You guys know that one too? You guys know that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Semi-Charmed Life.
Semi-Charmed. I really am not feeling A. I don't know. But Ben brings up a good point. He is swaying me a little bit in that, like, yeah, it is like a lot of like 2000s rock music.
Which they just
But
haven't
that's
updated.
yeah. But that's also not Black Eyed Peas, which is the first song. That's not like a rock song.
It doesn't have to be specifically rock, but I think that fits in the ballpark of that era.
Yeah, pun intended.
I want to clarify something. There's 2 rock songs and 2 rap songs here, I guess, technically.
Hip hop.
2 hip hop, 2 rock. Yeah.
My pick is C still. I just don't remember CCR being on there. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, that one I can really. It sounds familiar to me. That I would have heard it on there. So I'm gonna go with A. I don't think A is right.
Ben?
I said C. C's my pick.
Okay. The answers are A and C. Both of you guys picked a different song. I'm here to tell you that Ben, you are wrong. John is correct. Let's Get It Started is not a part of the 700 WW song rotation, baby.
Oh man, I was
River is in there, and it's fantastic. That's my favorite song transition they use for obvious reasons. Great job, John. Great year. I'm glad that you got that. I knew that if there was anybody to get this, I had a lot of faith in you, given that you're on your roof listening to Reds baseball in the summer.
That's right. I was worried about my own memory there, but I came through, I pulled through, and I got the right answer. Feels good.
Nice. Good job.
I feel proud. I feel like I'm a true Reds fan. A true fan of Tommy Thrall, really. Give it up to Tommy. Can we get some clicks for Tommy Thrall? Yes. Voice of the Reds.
Hey,
you know what's really good about them?
That one more time before you continue.
Oh yeah, please. Bob in the fourth here in Arizona.
I just don't remember hearing that one.
Hey, Kat. Great job. Yeah. So anyway, I've been listening to some radio. Maybe we'll do this again. Maybe we'll do another segment like this. I don't know how many songs they use. I'm guessing it's only like probably a 10, maybe at the most. A dozen.
Well, they probably got a dozen.
Yeah, they got. I know. if you played "Sexy Back," that one I know they use the transition. But yeah, I mean they have some kind of like oddball ones. There's one that I swear is the King of the Hill theme song. It's that bat 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 kind of sound. I would need to. How did you find this?
Wait, no. That you're not doing that's doing Home Improvement. Yeah.
Oh, I am. Yeah.
Dun.
Regardless, I swear that's one of them. How did you find those songs? Were you just listening to the radio?
Radio one day, and I was taking my my afternoon bike ride, and I just had the Reds game on, and I was keeping tabs with all the songs I listened to, put them in a little playlist. Hopefully there'll be more of that. I'm gonna let the cat out of the door real quick.
Oh yeah. Ben, now that Mitch is gone,
Dead
this is
air.
a little hockey update.
Mhm.
How are you feeling with the NHL right now?
Do we have an hour to talk?
We don't have it now. Now, give it. We'll have like when the cup is over, you'll have to do your hockey episode.
All I've got to say
Mhm.
is this is the greatest start to a Stanley Cup final that I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's incredible. I'm so glad that I'm watching a Mount Rushmore player in Connor McDavid right now. He's the greatest athlete in the world right now.
That's
I
not
don't
true.
know if you guys. Who's the greatest athlete?
I'm not going to argue with Ben.
I mean, it's debatable, but I mean, like, I think that you obviously I think you have to choose like a soccer player because it's the biggest pool of athletes in the world. So I think you have a better chance of finding the best athlete in the world.
Just because you have more players doesn't mean
Yeah.
that you're necessarily the greatest.
Well, I think there's a bigger there's a higher ceiling of talent perhaps because of like the amount of academies, the amount of world participants, the amount of leagues.
Yeah, but hockey, the NHL gathers players from around the world, like to the best.
I know,
league.
but the footprint
Yeah,
is smaller, you know? The world footprint
It's
is
still the best players in the world. Either
I mean-
way, what I'm saying is the skill level, his skill level is just so much greater than anybody else on the rink, in the rink. On
Yeah.
the rink, my bad. Yeah,
Did you
it's,
say on the rink, not in the rink?
wouldn't it be on the rink?
I have
On
no
the
idea.
ice? We'll just
On
say
the
on
ice.
the ice.
Yeah.
It's it's so much fun to watch. I'm having a blast. I can't wait for tomorrow. That's why I had to move it up till today.
I know.
The game's at 7. It's gonna be like 3 hours, and yeah.
Yeah.
So
I get that. Yeah,
I
I mean,
can't-
the two OT games were crazy. Like I think I watched a little bit of I watched the full period and then the OT of the first game, and then you were giving me updates on the second game. So I'll be watching that tomorrow as well.
Second game was so much better than the first game. Did you see that highlight that I sent of the McDavid middle goal?
I don't think so. Actually, I should
my
watch
God.
that.
It's insane. But yeah, we're not a hockey podcast. This is Reds.
No,
so
I
we
mean
can-
it's something relevant to talk about, and honestly, we're getting close to the dog days of summer with this season, so it's almost like we're gonna hit this lull where it's like, okay, what do we talk about, with the Reds right now? I mean,
Sure,
once we hit
yeah.
the All-Star break and once we hit the All-Star break, those are the toughest months of baseball where you're kind of grinding it out and nothing's really
Dog days of summer.
Yeah, nothing's really happening. Maybe the standings are getting more solidified, and so yeah, I think it's fine to mix it up a little bit. But the Reds have been doing good. They have been hitting. I like the home runs that they've been hitting. CES is hitting at this point in time as consecutive 3-game stretch with home runs.
Yeah. I know when we saw that he was coming back, I was not excited. I'm glad to be proven wrong so far. Fingers crossed it continues. But I just assumed he was going to come back and strike out like he was before he got injured. But who knows? Maybe he found a swing, as we like to say.
Well, I mean, with
Talk to Juan Soto, huh?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Paid him a visit.
I think that there's a very strong likelihood that whenever a player comes back to the team or is introduced to this team, they just do bring a spark for a little bit. Like Will Benson did that. Now CES is doing that. Hayes did that at the start of the season as well. I don't know if I'm gonna. I mean, CES. He has the potential to be an above average player or at replacement level player. I don't know if I expect that much of him, but I mean, it's good to see glimpses of that power that we've seen before. I love that. I'm not going to complain about it. But
If he can be that, like, Jay Bruce type of player, I know that might be asking too much, but a 30 home run, 100 RBI guy, that would be, even if he hits like 230, like, I would love that.
Yeah. I think that is something that has been happening recently. These like players kind of like catch fire, and I was thinking today, I was like, well, a lot of pitchers haven't really seen CES in a long time, and he hasn't really played a lot of Major League Baseball games. So maybe we're kind of witnessing like the keynote moment in his career right now. And once he gets figured out, they're going to pitch him low and away or whatever his weak spot is, and then we'll see more strikeouts or something like that. I mean, it's hard to get really excited about these moments in baseball, especially with a team like the Reds that struggles so much, because it's like we've seen these kind of flashes, and then you hear John say that, go like, "Are we starting to turn it around?" And then Jim Day is like interviewing players. I could just tell there's like a mentality change here. Do you guys feel that? And like we always go through the same conversations over and over again. So it's very unlikely that CES is going to produce like this every single game, but it is nice that we've been galvanized right now. We're hitting more home runs in a stretch than I think we have in like maybe the whole season. And that's like something that we've been talking about over and over again about no power on this team. So it's nice to see McClain got a home run today, 2-run shot that he was a game winning hit. Yeah. So, I mean, it's nice to see right now the will it last thing. I mean, that's almost like that's a really like arbitrary question to ask in baseball, because most of the time it doesn't really consistently last unless someone picks. That's what we want this lineup to do, is someone picks up pieces when other people are not showing up. So, but it was a great series with the Diamondbacks. The Reds, I mean, we're back to 500. Good sweep. Suarez was playing. He's been playing so well against everybody, and he hit 2 home runs against the Reds.
Yeah, I think he has 18 on the year so far. So I mean, he's probably on pace for 35, 40 again.
Mm-hmm. He's tied for third, I think, right now in Venezuelan players with home runs
in a season.
No, career. He's like 294 or something. Or
wow.
Yeah, I love the success that he's had. He's doing well in the Mariners a few years back as well.
Yeah.
Him and like Winker won that like in that same trade, and they've both kind of gone off and had different latter halves of their career, but he's been doing great, man. Love that. I love seeing him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. Look, he hit a home run against us today, the last game of the Diamondback series, and I couldn't even be mad. I was just like, that's good for him. Like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I still love that guy.
Do you think him and Jim Day had a little conversation? I think they reconnected.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They probably went out to dinner last night.
I hope so.
I mean, I actually, for sure, they probably went out to dinner. Maybe
pool party.
They were friends. I mean, these players go out and do stuff like that, probably like after a game or before a game, maybe.
Oh yeah.
The night before they fly in, maybe they get some dinner and they meet, like Suarez maybe met with some old Reds and they went to Jeff Ruby's. I don't know.
Got the steak burro.
What's that mean?
Is that at Jeff Ruby's?
Yeah, it's on the menu. It's called the steak burro.
Like Joe Burrow?
What is it? What kind of what's going on with that steak?
You know what? Give me a second.
Is it a prime cut?
Let's see. It is a 16-ounce blackened prime ribeye served with Creole crawfish sauce. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
A 16-ounce prime ribeye.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, important to remember the bone is in, so maybe it's a little bit more on the ounces than would normally be, right? With the ribeye.
True. Yeah.
The surf and turf type thing with the fish sauce. You said it was
Creole. Yeah.
Creole, is that like
crawfish? Is that what you
Creole?
said?
Yeah, Creole crawfish. Okay.
Is it Creole? I thought it was Creole.
I don't know. I mean,
like Crayola.
$65. So not outrageous.
I mean, that's a good date. Like you take someone out. I mean,
for
important date. I wouldn't do a first date there.
Movies. You do a first date there?
No, I would not do a first date there. It has to be
I was like,
an anniversary date. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're going for a walk on a first date.
Yeah. We're eating some peanuts and shit. I don't know.
That's your first date? Peanuts?
Yeah, you want to get a bag of peanuts at the bodega?
And walk around the block a couple times?
Why not? Sounds fun.
Have her sit like on the handlebars of your bike and go for a bike ride.
That's romantic.
You're not going to get a basket for them? Let them sit in the basket of your bike.
You put the peanuts in the basket.
That's in the bag.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I wish someone did that with me. My first dates. Someone drove me around on a bike. They would put me on the handlebars.
I mean, that's like a Sadie Hawkins, but reverse. Like, not reversed. It's Sadie Hawkins dance, except you're on the handlebars and she's riding the bike. Am I making
some pegs and you can stand.
Yeah, pegs.
Dude, I missed that.
Am I in 8th grade?
Oh my god, those were so much fun. I wanted to get pegs on my bike as well.
Everybody had pegs. Yeah.
No, I never got them. They're so cool though.
Mm-hmm.
You were the guy. If you had some pegs on your bike.
It wasn't just me. It was like my whole friend group.
Yeah, I had a friend with pegs and we'd ride around. And
Did T-Peg have pegs?
No, he didn't. I don't think he did. I don't think he didn't ride that much. He did sometimes, but he skated more.
What a missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So we lost a player to cash considerations. How do you guys feel about that?
Austin Wynns, right?
Austin Wynns. I mean, he had
whatever.
He had 6 hits in a game that one time, right?
Oh, the Orioles game. Yeah.
I mean, we had 3 catchers. I don't think we need 3 catchers really, but
no.
I hope they the cash considerations into the team.
Yeah.
To me, this just seemed like, hey, let's give ourselves a little bonus today. So I just don't see. I feel like we don't really see where this money goes to.
Yeah.
How much money is it? Yeah.
They never say. Is it like what, 200K, 500K, 2
What
mil?
What does a player of his caliber cost? A catcher who's like young, who's going to be in the minors probably when he goes to Oakland?
I mean, I think catchers are, commodity. Like everyone needs a catcher. So especially nowadays when they're switching off every other game for some teams.
His contract was 1 year for 1.1 mil. So do the Reds get like
750,000? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
this is the business of baseball that we'll never quite understand as well as people in the business.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, who cares?
I would love a future transaction to say, hey, this much of the money was because of or came from the Austin Wynns cash considerations deal. I don't know. It'd be interesting if they kind of said like, hey, we're letting the fans know what we're doing. This transaction was going towards this. This was our plan, instead of it being a mystery.
You think Bob will ever let that information get out to the public? Yeah, of course.
I mean, we already know like contract sizes and, all the player deals. We know how much everyone's getting paid. So why not understand some of the inner workings? Why not give fans who are invested some of the breadcrumbs that they can follow what's going on and see what their thought process is. So maybe not, because this situation, no one's excited about it. It's just either who gives a shit or, oh, wow. So it's just, more, pocket change for them. That's what I see. And all the, smart Alex out there saying, oh, cash considerations, my favorite player, he's on the team again, whatever.
I mean, if they use Hamilton County taxpayer money, then they should have you should be able to see all of the financials of the team and where it's going and how they're using their money, because they are using a stadium lease that is funded by the taxpayers. So public teachers and public workers, service workers, you get to see their salaries publicly on a database. Why can't we ask the same from a baseball team that uses public money? That sounds ridiculous, probably, but it would be interesting.
It makes too much sense.
Ben's like, you know what? That's only if the world worked properly.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, but do you have any thoughts about this, Mitch? You brought it up. I don't know. It's just kind of like
really
one of the news pieces. Yeah.
It's just one of the news pieces. I mean, we had 3 catchers a few years ago with Kyle Farmer, Tucker Barnhart, and Stevenson, I believe. And then Barnhart and Stevenson both got hurt, and then Farmer was. We went through like 3 or 4 catchers, I think, in 22, 21.
Yeah, Kyle catcher is like Farmer's like 9th position. That he could play everywhere.
Who was that catcher that we had? Oh, he's on the Rockies right now, Farmer. So I feel really bad for him.
Sorry, buddy.
Hey, they got past 10 wins though in the double digits.
Marlins,
they swept the Marlins.
Let's go, baby. I mean, that's
whatever.
At that point, I thought I'd never see the day that they hit double-digit wins.
It'd be so cool that the White Sox historically bad season is like forgotten a year later because it was the Rockies just somehow did worse.
I mean, that would be kind of funny. I mean, they beat the Mets last night too. I think the Rockies did.
Wow.
I mean,
who knows? Maybe they go get to
go on a playoff run.
Speaking of catchers, I don't know if this is actually no. This was today. Speaking of catchers, this is a kind of a messy segue, but I did want to talk about a player. I mean, Ben, I don't know if you watched the pod last week, but we did a segment called "Where Are They Now," where we feature a few players, like what they're doing in their lives, these days. So I had 3 players.
Baseball?
Yeah, either in baseball or outside of baseball. So we went through the 2010 team. I featured Logan Ondrusek, Ryan Hannigan, and who was the last guy, John? Do you remember?
Johnny Gomes?
No, but it was from that 2010 team.
I don't remember.
Johnny Cueto?
No, it was
Stubbs.
What was that last one?
Drew Stubbs.
Wasn't Drew?
Orlando Cabrera.
Nope.
Votto.
You'll just have to listen to last week's episode to find out what that was.
But this week is abbreviated version, since we kind of did the trivia I wanted to do at the start of the episode. But this is abbreviated. I'm going to choose a player from. I'm kind of throwing this together on the spot right now.
You're good.
We're gonna look at the 1998 Reds.
Wow. Okay. Real throwback here.
That's a throwback, but I did say catcher. Can anybody guess who the catcher was on the 1988 Reds? I mean,
I can't.
We probably witnessed this guy playing like at some point on the Reds. If you went to a baseball game as a kid under 10 at Riverfront Stadium / Synergy Field, then you probably saw this guy without maybe knowing it because you were super young. But he was on the team. You probably were at the game at some point when he was playing.
I was 5 at the time.
He was on the Reds, I think, until 2002, maybe 2000. He was on the Reds until 2000. But we're looking at the 1998 Reds. Catcher for the Reds, Eddie Taubensee.
Wow. Okay.
I knew I'd recognize the name.
I just like that.
I knew I'd recognize it. Yeah.
So Ed, they call him Ed on Baseball Reference. So Eddie Taubensee started his career, relevant to today's episode, on the Cleveland Indians, and then he went to Houston, and then he went to Cincinnati for the majority of his career from 1994 to the year 2000, and then he finished off in Cleveland. He had a 5.5 WAR for his career, 273 batting average, 94 home runs, 784 hits.
Wait. What was his batting average? 217?
273.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, not a great offensive player. I don't know how he was as a catcher. I can't really speak on that. He never got any awards, no All-Star games, no Golden Gloves, no Silver Sluggers, nothing like that.
No votes for anything?
No votes. He finished his career injured. He's 56 years old now. And where are they now? Well,
I bet he's working at a wall-to-wall sports or something like that. Is that a local reference? Do those exist outside?
I don't know actually.
I think he's a high school pitching coach.
I take it back. I bet he's he opened up a small restaurant.
Like a burger place.
Yeah, yeah, like burgers and fries and shakes.
He started his career in 1988, by the way. Look at this handsome guy right here.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Again, handsome 1988 Eddie Taubensee. So Eddie Taubensee is doing none of those things. He's actually he has a pretty cool job. He's the hitting coach for the Augusta Green Jackets, a Class A affiliate of the San Francisco Giants in the South Atlantic League. So, congrats to Taubensee for working there for about 8 years now as hitting coach. Pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
It's got to be really interesting. I don't know. I feel like if you're an active ball player, if you're a guy like Eddie Taubensee, who's not going to be remembered like someone like Barry Bonds, he's not a big name in baseball. So it must be weird that before, if he was out in the wild and someone ran into him, be like, "Oh yeah, you're the catcher on the Reds right now. Oh, cool, so nice to meet you." Now he's like helping a bunch of kids swing the bat, and they're like, "Who's this guy? Oh, I used to play for the MLB." Oh, okay. Like, whatever, dude. You're just like my weird old coach now. You think
people are that jaded though? Because as a kid, even like these kids are probably like 19, maybe 18, 19 when they're playing for his
Class A team.
Class A team. So it's like they probably look at it like, oh, that's sweet. This guy made it, And I think they're not as jaded as maybe you seem, But
I don't think no one's gonna be saying like, who's this old weirdo? But I don't know. For some reason I just can't look at him nowadays and be like, oh, that's so cool. Like you were a baseball player. I don't know. Like, would I ask for an autograph? I don't think so.
I would.
I wouldn't recognize him, but I wouldn't want to bother the man either. Maybe I'm just thinking about the situation very strangely.
I want to get an Eddie Taubensee jersey, bro. Were you at that baseball camp with
oh yeah,
Tom Browning?
Tom Browning. I got the Tom Browning autograph and
not Joe Morgan.
No,
the outfielder for the Reds. Left fielder, outfielder. George Foster.
Jim Tomei?
George Foster, not Jim.
Was George Foster there?
It was George
Foster. Dude, he's everywhere.
It was George Foster, and it was Tom Browning. And R.I.P. Tom Browning. Love you, bro.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. My mom informed me yesterday that I got a gold glove in my age group. The golden glove in my age group at that camp.
Wow. And
she said that George Foster and Tom Browning decided that. Like they were the judges. So,
wow, good for you.
Could have gone pro, I think,
Yeah, what happened?
Injury.
I busted my knee, dude. I couldn't continue. I could have been pro,
Mitch, we can't see you right now.
Whoa,
yeah, you went dark, bro. There you go.
That was almost ominous.
That's strange. Yeah.
All right. I don't want to delay any longer. You guys want to bring Drew in here and see what he's about?
Yeah, let's get Drew on in here.
All right, let's get Drew, Cleveland Guardians aficionado, baseball guy, friend, commissioner of fantasy. He's the man. Let's go talk Ohio Cup, baby. Okay, welcome to the show, Drew, for the second appearance. We're happy to have you. We're going to talk the Ohio Cup. We're going to talk the Cleveland Guardians. We're going to talk about how Tito swept them last time. You
didn't see that one coming, did you, bud?
No. The way it rolls. I'll take it.
Do you feel
we've
like
had a-
you're like being overwhelmed, by the way? Like it's 3-on-1 right now. We're just ganging up on you.
Yeah, it's like
I'm used to Cincinnati fans talking their smack, but you guys won a playoff game recently? Or a
do you
series?
remember when the
Mm.
Guardians got into the playoffs last year and they all wore those shirts that said Cincinnati is in Kentucky for some fucking reason?
No,
Yeah.
that was not true.
That's
was
not true?
fake. You got AI'd.
No, that wasn't AI'd.
Yes,
Did
it
I,
was.
did I really fall for that?
I think we all fell for it,
Yes.
maybe.
You
There's
all
no
did.
really.
Wow.
Yes, look it up.
No.
Are you talking about the
Yeah.
own Guardians players wearing it?
Well, because they just played. They played the series against Cincinnati to
Did.
clinch the division, right? That's what happened.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it was against the Reds, but that was photoshopped. If it was worn by our players, I'm 100% because I remember the debate.
Damn. Well, you know what? I'm cutting this out.
Obligatory fucking AI, I guess,
It's
right?
all done. AI is going to ruin everything. You know, it's not my fault. I'm a victim.
Yeah.
I see
I don't
the.
understand
I can put
that
this in the
argument.
maybe in the video, but this is the image I found. It looks pretty. It looks pretty legit just on a glance.
Check the folds. You know, the shirt. Does the text fold with the shirt? You know. Anyway,
all of the comments, except there's one comment that said these are photoshopped, but everyone else is like, this is hilarious.
All right. Well,
Wow.
whatever. Moving past that.
I'm going with it's fake, but
It is.
I don't like I think it's a dumb argument. I think the Cincinnati is in Kentucky thing is so dumb. Like that Cleveland can do better.
I mean, honestly, there's much better.
Yeah.
There's much better things. Like it's either I hear this as a FC Cincinnati fan as well. Watching soccer, a lot of Columbus Crew fans will say like the same thing. They'll call us KFC, so Kentucky Football Club, instead of like FC Cincinnati, FCC. And then they get on the chili. That's the other thing that I hear is the chili thing.
The chili just needs to take a back seat because it's like just white noise to me at this point. It's just one ear out the other. Who cares? Like, yeah, it's weird chili. It's weird watery chili, but we like it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly.
It's not insulting me.
No,
it does become the identity.
but it's good.
Yeah.
It's not good food.
I remember
it's good food.
Yeah. I did call into a comedy show once, and I just like said like, oh, I'm from Cincinnati, and he's just like, oh yeah, that's where they have the weird chili, right? I'm like, okay, that's my identity to everyone outside of Cincinnati. It's just
I know
like the weird chili people.
Yes, exactly. Wait, but you were saying Drew the Mets broadcast? Are you talking about that one time?
No, I was talking about Mets as in Metwurst.
Oh, the Mets. That's a Cincy thing, yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Regardless of if Cincinnati is in some sort of contention, they're like, oh yeah, let's bring up the chili. Why? I'm with John on it.
No,
just get over it.
It's annoying.
It's a little tired. Do better. Hurt me more.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, regardless of that, it's like it's literally in Ohio. Like it doesn't need to be explained. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, so that was a sweep from the Reds when Cleveland came to town. We're going back to Cleveland. How are you feeling, Drew?
We won today. We've had a tough schedule against the Astros, who we talked about last time, and they're always there.
Those
We're
fucking
there at the top.
Those fucking Astros.
And then we had a series with the Yankees, lost 2-3, and then we played the Dodgers, lost 2-3. So we need to get our heads out of our behinds and win. But the hopefully it's a little easier at home. Cincinnati's here. You know what kind of makes me mad though? Watching the Guardians. This is what kind of made me upset this week. So typically you have like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you may have the next game. So typically the third leg in the game is like a 12:30, 1 o'clock start, right? So that you can get out on the road to your next place.
Yep.
So we played the Yankees Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the Thursday game was a 7 o'clock game. And then on Friday, we're at home against the Astros. It's like, come on, man. I get it's the Yankees, but
Yeah.
who are you? Like, why do you get to screw everybody else?
Mm.
That kind of angered me.
I think you know the answer.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had
The
this whole series has been on Fox for the Yankees, nationally broadcast against the Red Sox. So,
Oh yeah,
They
nobody
give them the
cares.
most money.
I mean, I get it from a financial perspective, but it is very clear there are going to be favorites in the league, and the Yankees definitely get the benefit of the doubt. So, and small markets, as we know, get shafted by those business and politics,
Oh yeah,
practices.
it's got to be the Yankees and the
Yankees,
Red Sox.
Dodgers, Red Sox.
31
Yeah.
36.
Yeah,
The-
I'm a sicko. I love to see the Yankees lose. When I saw the Red Sox won last night on Saturday, what is it today? Saturday. On Saturday, they won 10-7, and I was just a sicko about it, dude. I need to be institutionalized. When I see the Yankees lose, I'm just so fucking happy. It's just great to see that, especially against the Red Sox.
I'm with you. I can't stand them. I'd love to see them lose. So, but they're always there. That's the thing. Like, we all hate on it, but then, at least we had the Aaron Judge blunder last year in the World Series that blew Game 5. Like, everybody still talks about that, and it's like, all right. And then you have the clowns and the Yankees fans, like the Knicks fans, like they like tore up the city when they made the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they lost to the Pacers. And then you have those Yankees fans that are pulling balls out of Mookie Betts' glove.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
That guy looked like the most stereotypical baseball Yankees is my life.
And he was celebrated for it. Like,
That's the
around the
thing.
league.
Yeah, I felt that way more than most other fan interference calls. And this one was like literally could have hurt the man. This could have hurt Mookie Betts. Like he grabbed his wrist and his like dumb buddy ripped the ball out of his glove.
Yeah.
And Twitter was just like, we love him. This is New York, that kind of bullshit.
I guess since it benefited the Yankees a little bit. But, like, look what happened to Steve Bartman. Guy can't even show his face 25 years later.
Yeah, and I think the Cubs have done some good PR to, like, kind of resolve a lot of that. But, yeah, this guy I don't think he's even banned completely from MLB.
I feel like he eventually did, but that announcement didn't come immediately.
He's a sack of potatoes with a hat on. I don't like him.
Yeah.
Are you talking Bartman?
No. The Yankees dude. No.
You don't even know his.
I was going to say, hey, Bartman had headphones on there.
Yeah, Bartman.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And his
turtleneck. He looked like kind of a dweeb. I got that. So he was.
Oh no.
Everybody's frozen.
Okay, there we go. You're back, sorta. What were we saying? He just looked like a dweeb. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Okay, we lost you there for a minute. But yeah,
You lost me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fuck the Yankees. Tito, Reds looking good on these last series against the Diamondbacks. I think we're feeling like a little bit like good, but we know that this is like sort of a scale that will kind of fall backwards again with this team. At least that's what we think because it hasn't been that consistent. And I'm sure you've seen that, Drew, as well with the Reds. So it's hard to get really excited when a sweep like this happens. It's like good for the team and we're back at 500 again, but it's like, is this sustainable stuff for the Reds? And obviously,
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But
I think this team is 500 at best.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you.
We're gonna go up and down throughout the year, and we'll be an 82 win team when it's all said and done. 81 win team, my bad.
Yeah.
Well,
And that'll
right
be
now,
like the goal.
You guys are sitting at dead 500 at 33 and 33.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Cubs, man, 40 games, 40 and 25. They've been playing real well.
Yeah. I mean, Ben kind of, I'm going to give him credit for that because he like thought from the beginning of the year they're going to win the division, and they're looking like it right now. I mean, I don't think the Brewers are that good, except we can never beat them. We can never beat the fucking Brewers. When is the last time we won a series against the Brewers? I can't even think.
I think we won series, but I think I saw a stat that we're like, don't quote me on this, but we're like 47 and like 82 against them in like the last like 5 years or something.
That is
Like, we're
so bad.
Like 40 games under 500 against the Brewers. It's pathetic.
12 straight series, my friends. That's what it says.
12
So
straight
we've lost the Brewers.
series losses.
Yeah.
Brewers.
Like, what is it? Like, they're not that much better than us. How do they just keep winning? Time after time after time after time.
He
I
just-
don't know. At that point, it has to be some of the mental game of it where everyone kind of knows this going in that like we just can't beat this team, you know?
Old
Even if it's a
Bengals
whole
versus Brewers. Like,
Yeah,
just couldn't be
right.
it.
Yeah.
Right. And Bengals
It's like
versus the
the
Browns, man.
the
I mean,
Twins.
jeez.
The Yankees are like 18-1 against the Twins in playoff series in the last 20 years. Twins fans, they make the playoffs, they're all excited, and they're like, "Oh, Yankees!"
Yeah.
Every year.
I don't envy that. AL's.
Have they won a playoff game in like 15 years?
I think they
Or
won.
have they
Twins?
been
I think they won in 2018 or 2017. They won a couple.
They won a few
one
years ago.
game?
One game.
Yeah.
Hold on.
They won that year because I remember following them because they get heated up at the end of the year and then they got into the playoffs and I think they won one game or two games. I don't know. You said one game.
I think Kirby Puckett had a ground rule double to take the lead in the 7th, and then it just went from there.
Gotcha.
Kirby Puckett, guys. I'm just kidding.
Kirby.
It's like nice.
Okay.
Who is Kirby?
So they do.
Puckett?
They have one postseason victory since 2004.
And when was that?
That was 2023. They won one game against the Astros.
Okay.
Hmm.
You know, it's funny because I see this debated a lot with like the Reds. Like the Reds always show up on those lists of like haven't advanced in the playoffs since when was that?
95.
95. Yeah. And yeah. I mean, we've won like 4 playoff games, maybe. 2 since then? Just that Giant
Yeah.
series?
Yeah.
We did take. We got swept by Philly.
Lost to Pittsburgh on the Cueto Day.
Oh, don't remind me of that. Ben's frozen.
We're having just a good time with the internet
Ben,
today.
this is such a good look for you. There you go. Okay, he's back.
What happened?
You're gone.
Was it me?
Frozen?
You froze
Yeah, it's
again,
you.
dude.
Sorry. Damn. All right.
Well,
Well, that's
yeah.
Tell Sam to get off the internet, dude. I
He's
do
at
want to.
work.
What?
He's at work.
Okay. Well, I do want to bring something up. I want to ask all of you who your favorite player is who played for the Guardians and the Reds. I know my answer.
I can answer that so easily. Brandon Phillips.
Ooh, yeah, you do like Brandon Phillips.
That's an easy pick. He's
Mm.
one of my favorite players of all time.
yeah,
not
he
just
is.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, not just.
So fun to watch. The guy loved playing the game. He was always happy.
Yeah.
It was just great. Yeah. And then obviously the hatred against the Cardinals, that brawl, that just made me love him even more.
Yeah, that was sick. Giving Yachty some guff, you know. Back then, he owns a softball team in Austin, Texas, right now. Professional softball.
Yeah, I know that.
Drew.
It is tough to say. To not say Brandon Phillips because I really do appreciate him. It sucks that we let him go. And he was part of that Bartolo Colon deal where we got Grady Sizemore, Brandon Phillips, and Cliff Lee.
Yeah.
We didn't give
Great.
Brandon Phillips a chance. I have a Brandon Phillips Indians jersey.
Mm,
That's cool,
And-
actually.
that's cool.
Yeah. And then the Brandon, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a play in Pittsburgh where Brandon Phillips hits a ball down the left field line, and Brian Giles of the Pirates dives into the crowd and makes the catch to rob him from a home run.
Oh wow.
It's
in that
pretty
short left field wall. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Yeah.
So
Wow.
since Ben did say Ben or Brandon Phillips, I will say Drew Stubbs. No, I'm kidding.
Trevor Bauer.
No, Trevor Bauer, yeah, but if no, let me get serious. Probably Sin-Shu Chu. That dude was a beast.
Oh, that's a good
love
pick.
him.
Yeah. Is he's not in the
Yeah,
league
he's-
anymore, is he? He was playing for a
No.
lot of
I
different
think he
teams.
just retired in like the last
Yeah,
month.
it was the last year or the last
Wow.
last season or something.
You know
he
his story
was-
too?
He might be our last like
Leadoff hitter.
really good leadoff guy.
Yeah.
Like we have not had a great leadoff guy since Shin-Soo Choo.
I was gonna say. Yeah.
He got hit a lot too. He was a
did.
bad
He did.
machine.
I think we had him only in 2013.
It was
maybe
it was
2014.
1 year or like maybe it was like the deadline and then another year or something. I don't remember.
But he hit the either the game tying home run or the walk off against Craig Kimbrell when they were down a run, 2 outs in the ninth, and him, Chu, and Mesoraco went back to back off Kimbrell to win the
Oh, wow.
game.
Mesoraco.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, he was
pretty
a
awesome.
1 year wonder. But 2013, you're right.
Good,
You know-
good memory,
you know-
Ben.
I
Do you
was
know
at
how
the
he
game.
got? Do you know how he got to the States though? Did
No.
you hear his story? Like he had to go. So he's from South Korea, and you have to have military time there. And
Uh-huh.
in order to get out of it, you have to win a championship for your team, national team. And
What?
his team won it, and he had the game-winning hit, which is wild.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Ticket out.
Yeah,
That's a weird. That's like a game show kind of rules that they're playing with there.
hey
You
man,
gotta win it all, and then
I
you can get you
mean-
can go.
Isn't that
way he goes. What about you, John? What you got here for us?
We were talking about Eddie Taubensee earlier
know
in the
that-
episode,
you
which
know
you were
that,
a part of.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a player who played for both teams. I thought that was fun. Other fun ones that I saw were Buddy Bell, of course,
Oh,
father of
Yeah.
David Bell, Reds Hall of Fame manager over
Mhm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
The goat.
Yeah, but absolute goat.
I don't know if you guys seen the highlight video that's on YouTube. Check it out.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a
seen it.
really good video of the David Bell highlights. I think everyone should watch that. Of course, we have Mitch's favorite player, Ian Jabot, who is on both teams. I think that's a fun pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have like a favorite player myself. You
Pick a
know,
name. Pick a name that you like.
I love the fall from grace that Puig had when
Ooh.
his last
Ooh.
like his last season with the Reds fans loved him. You
Yeah.
know, I don't think we had a player
Oh.
like that for a while before, licking the bat. He came from a big team like the Dodgers. He was on the show in like 2014, so people were like, "Oh man, this is a big deal that we have this guy." And then he just kind of like went to the Guardians, and
Fizzled
no one
out.
remembers him now. Like, yeah, it seems like a distant memory.
Well, he had some personal stuff going on in his life that
Mhm.
that contributed
Yeah.
to that. And then now he's playing, I think, in Mexico. No, he's not in Mexico
Yeah,
anymore. I think
right.
he went over to like Korea, maybe.
Yeah,
But I
that sounds
think about
about right.
Puig, like when he came here, it felt like he was here to win, and he wanted everyone else to like get on that same have that same mentality. Like
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody else feel like that. Like the Reds were at in that before he came here, like we're not a winning ball club, but it felt like when Puig got here, he's like, guys, we can do this. Like let's everyone try and strive for the same goal. It just felt like he was only here to win. Tried, didn't get there, obviously, but
I can agree.
he
with
gave it 110% like every single night he was out there.
Drew, do you remember him playing much for the Guardians? I don't know if he really got that much time there. I mean, I know it was only one season or maybe less than one season, but do you remember any of his
Yeah.
bats or do you remember any like moments with him there?
Not really. I was about 2 weeks before they traded him to the Guardians. I went and saw a Reds game, and he was in right field, and I was sitting front row, and Roberto Hernandez hit a home run 3 seats up from me, and then bounced back into play, which was cool. But no, did we make the playoffs that year? I don't even. It's been a while.
2019.
I think they did.
2019.
I think you did. You probably lost to the Yankees.
Yeah, we always lose to the Yankees.
I think I was at that series, maybe. No.
But no, I don't. He didn't have that great of a year with us when he was with us.
I can't imagine it was anything spectacular. I never heard anything about it.
No, I mean, yeah, and that was it. It was a cool trade. Was that the Bauer trade?
Was the Bauer trade? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He hit 4 home runs.
That's cool.
Something.
My favorite
Yeah.
is no surprise to anybody. The mayor,
Sean Casey.
Sean Casey,
There.
baby. There he is, right here.
I love-
This is a
I
Bob.
loved how he was. I loved how he was in the home run derby as a fan catching balls.
That is such a
Yeah.
great
That's one of my
underrated
favorite
story of
Mhm.
Sean Casey. I almost said Joey Votto for some reason. Sean Casey.
He's just like with the fans, just like
Dude, he
living it up.
he reached over during a home run,
Yeah.
or a foul ball or something, and he caught the ball. And I remember like the camera just zoomed in on him catching the ball, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Is that Sean Casey?" What? That was such
Just
a
have
crazy
the time of
moment.
his life.
He's just like, yeah. He's always been the man of the people. That's why he's the mayor. So I love him. Love
Mhm.
watching him play as a Red. And
He's
And
a
he's
cool
also
guy.
yeah, he's the kind of guy that you could like listen to for just a half hour of him straight talking and be glued to every single word, even if it's a story you've heard 3 times. Yeah, me and Lark on the bus, you know.
he's a
He's just a great storyteller.
great storyteller,
He
very
is.
flamboyant guy, very, very exuberant, high energy, of course. He was the Yankees
Mhm.
hitting coach like 2 years ago, and now
Like
he's
6 months.
for 6 months, and
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
less
actually
less than 6 months probably. It was like more like 3 months.
Interesting.
And then
Yeah, that was a weird moment.
I don't know. I think the Yankees were looking for anything because that was the year they almost went 500, and everybody wanted them to fire the GM, whatever his name is, and then fire Booney.
Cashman.
Yeah. And then he went back to the MLB show. He went back to whatever he's on now.
Where he belongs.
Oh, MLB Network.
MLB Network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Him and Vasgersian are fun.
He's in the show. He's in the video game, the show. When they do those MLB segments, he talks about like a hitter or something or what's it called, Road to the Show. So he'll be like, "This is a player who," and he's like doing a little segment on it.
Is that why
said-
they won't put him in the game as a player? Is because there's a conflict of interest that he is like on an MLB production?
I've asked myself why he's not in the game because he's kind of well known in the baseball world. If you follow baseball, I feel like you kind of know who Sean Casey is. So I don't know why he's
Yes, but nobody's like, oh, when's that Sean Casey card coming? Like, they're not gonna give him like a 99. It's Sean Casey.
From what I remember. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he had almost 300.
He hit over. I think he hit
I
305
remember looking
career.
up his career WAR. His career WAR was like what, 10?
No, it was higher. It was like 20 something. I think. Maybe not 20.
16 and a half.
Yeah. Okay. So
He's
it's
a
like
302 lifetime hitter.
yeah, he hit like over 300 his whole career. I remember that being like a big
Yeah, but
selling.
yeah, I guess that was during the time of like Pedro and Clemens and
He played with Lark. He played with Griffey. He played on those teams. He played with Boone, I think.
Mhm.
I have his rookie card in 1994.
that's still the best era of baseball ever. I will say that till the day I die.
We got
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
the guards got Dave Burba in that trade. He pitched well for us. Sean Casey.
Dave
Oh, Dave Burba.
Burba.
I remember
Never heard
him.
that in life.
Oh, so those were the years when you guys used to wear those white uniforms with the pinstripes, and then you had the white hat with the pinstripe.
I love those.
God.
Those 90, 98, 96, 90.
Great uniforms.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
The year we
With
could have met in the
Prince Lee.
World Series in '97.
Yeah.
But then,
No,
or
the
no,
Reds weren't
95.
Wait, what'd you say?
95 was the year he was
95.
thinking.
Yeah, but you guys lost to Atlanta. Apparently, I watched the video on that. The umpire was just terrible, but they had a three-headed monster in Atlanta in '95.
The Braves were always around in
They
the
were the
90s.
team of the 90s, even though they only won one World Series.
Yeah,
Chipper
yeah,
Chump.
they won the division year after year after year.
Yeah, it was like 17 years straight they won the division or something like that.
Bobby Cox. I'll jump one real quick fun fact because you brought up Eddie Thomasy. The Indians traded Eddie Thomasy for Kenny Lofton back in the day.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, 1991 or 92.
Wait, where Lofton came from?
Yeah.
Not Cincinnati.
I think he was a Houston Astro.
No, but okay. Thomasy came up with the Guardians or the Indians, right?
Thomasy did, and we traded. Yeah, in 1991, Thomasy was traded to Houston for Kenny Lofton.
Okay. Wow. That's crazy.
And what did I? Oh, here's a fun fact as well. Since we're on, I've already kind of blown it, but the longest hitting streak in Pittsburgh Pirates history is 28 games. It's done by Kenny Lofton. Remember Kenny in Pittsburgh?
No,
Wow.
I didn't know he was on the Pirates at all. Actually,
Yeah, wild.
wait, that's
How
How is
even
that
that's
not
even
like a
good.
McCutcheon?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would've thought
2003.
McCutcheon has certainly gotten close. That seems like a low amount of games for a team as storied as the Pirates.
28 is a good stretch.
26 is the answer.
That's one of the oldest
but still.
franchises in the world.
Yeah, I guess you'd think like maybe Honus Wagner would have got broken 28 way back in the day.
Yeah. Like that's been around. They've been around longer than the 1881 Reds, because we like to say 1869, but it's really 1881 when they joined the National League again. So, what are you saying? I can't hear you. What'd you say, Ben?
I just said stop. We're the oldest team.
Mhm.
1869.
You know what? They like to say that, but it's not true. I had to say it. Sorry, it's not true.
Why does MLB consider us the oldest team then?
Because we're just kind of grandfathered in because we established professional baseball, but it wasn't the same franchise as it was in 1881.
Get out of here.
I'm right. I think the Braves are technically the oldest franchise in MLB. So,
Going
but they
back to
hopped around like 6 cities or 4 cities or whatever. So yeah,
Either way, Pittsburgh's an old franchise.
they're an old franchise. I was gonna say Kenny Lofton is my favorite Guardian Indian. I'm trying to use appropriate times when he played. Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
Kenny Lofton. He was great.
Amazing player. Yeah.
Fun to watch. Speedster. Those speedster guys are always fun. You don't see that too often anymore.
Billy.
Yep.
Well, he's also power though, so he has the 5 tools. But Kenny Lofton and Omar Vizquel back in the late '90s bunting the ball. Oh, loved it. You don't see
Yeah.
that anymore. The bunt has disappeared, and it's so sad. I love the bunting game.
There was a bunt for a hit today in the Reds game. Guess who it was?
Friedel.
Nope.
Matt McClain.
Matt
'cause he
McClain.
can't hit.
Matt McClain, exactly. Matt
'Cause he can't
McClain.
hit.
Matt
He
McClain.
can't hit.
He can't.
He hit the game-winning home run today.
Game-winning
right?
home run, 2-run homer. Yeah. But he
Good for
bunted.
him.
He bunted like an at bat or two before that, and he bunted for the hit. Good for him.
Whenever
he
you break
needs to
the hitless streak, it's just like I'll bunt if it's a no hitter and I'm on the team that hasn't gotten a hit. Yeah, I'll bunt for a hit.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh.
special to me. You're not precious. You know how many people have thrown a no hitter?
Yeah.
You know, Wade
No, but the rule
Miley.
is after the sixth
That's
inning,
crazy.
you can't bunt for a hit if you're being no hit.
That's not a
The
rule.
Wait,
sixth
wait,
inning?
Rodney.
What are you talking about, bro?
If you're getting no hit, you can bunt before the seventh, but after that, it's like
Why?
an unwritten rule.
That's
It's just an unwritten
stupid.
rule.
I
Swing
cares?
away.
I don't care about that.
You look. You
Unless
look
it's a
down
close
upon
game. If
anytime.
it's like 1-0, you can still bunt. But if it's like 5-0 and you're getting no hit in the eighth, if you're butting,
Then you just let him have it.
I've never heard that. I know that fans get mad when you get like a cheapie on a no hitter.
it's not. I would be fine with the
Oh,
opposing
sure.
team or our team going for it, but it's just MLB's unwritten rules.
I mean, take the ego.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is what it is.
you know, it regardless if you're not going to win the game, no team wants to show up embarrassed on the score sheet and say we didn't get a single hit. So
Yeah, but come on, like
break it up.
you guys. I don't know if you remember. Probably I do. The Max Scherzer was pitching a perfect game against. Oh my god, I forget who it was, but it was like 2 outs in the ninth. Perfect game going, and the guy like leans into
Yeah, I remember that.
the ball and broke it up. Like, come on.
That's different because that's like malicious and the umpire should have caught that too. But
Oh yeah,
you know,
but still, if he were to try and bunt, like I feel like
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
no, because you have to earn it. And if a hitter's going to go up there and try to get on base and any way they can, then that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair game. If you're going to lean into a pitch and try to get a cheapie past the umpire, then that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with
It
that.
was egregious. It was
I remember that.
It may have been called a strike if he didn't lean into.
I know, and I remember being pissed. Like I remember watching that. I was like, I don't care about Max Scherzer. Really, I don't really care about this game. But like, I was pissed because I was like, dude, I could have like witnessed this
history.
Yeah.
What year was that? Because there was a moment. I mean, there's
Probably like
that class of pitchers that Max Scherzer is a part of is kind of like all, falling down the hill. Like him and like Kershaw, I think of in the same
Has Kershaw
mindset.
pitched in like 2 years.
Yeah,
No,
he
pitched
pitched.
last week. He's pitching
Yeah.
tonight.
this was
Okay.
He
it
pitched
was-
tonight.
Yeah, I believe it.
But yeah,
It was
And
June 20th, 2015. So almost
yeah,
a
that
decade.
was like watching him pitch. He's just like that madman. He's kind of like him and like Bumgarner of like that crazy eyed, like this guy's got something up his ass. He's a little wild. He's a little unpredictable, but it's fun to watch. I remember
And those guys would plead with their managers to like keep them in the game when it was like
Yeah.
the 8th inning or something. You don't see that anymore. I feel like.
Mhm.
Am I wrong? Like you don't see
No.
players trying to like buy back an inning or an out to try and stay out there longer. They're just like, guess I'm done in the 5th.
I'm sure there's some examples, but
Sabermetrics. The sabermetrics pulling you out by the 5th inning.
I hate it. I hate
third
it
time
so
around.
I
much.
mean, it's annoying, but
I know it's smart, but it's so much
know.
more enjoyable to see pitchers go into the 7th inning.
this is your white whale.
Like-
This is what you hate the most.
This is one of many things that I don't like about baseball nowadays, but I still love the game.
Right? Remember the
I'll-
opposite happened with George Kirby on the Mariners when he like wanted to get pulled, and he was pitching like 70 pitches, and he started pouting on the mound because he didn't get pulled, and he did that interview where he was doing that interview at the end of the game that like made him look terrible because he threw his manager under the bus. He was like, yeah, he should have pulled me. Like I don't know why I was out
Oh,
there
wow.
still, and like. It was like really a bad look, and all the old.
And he was throwing a perfect game, and he wanted to be pulled.
No. There's no perfect game involved. There's no hitter involved. It was just that he thought that he didn't need to be out there anymore. Or like maybe he wasn't hurt or anything. He just felt like it was time for him to get pulled because he was like tired or something. And then when the game kind of blew open in a bad inning, he did like an interview and he's like, I should have been pulled. I don't know why he left me out there. And all the old heads are like, don't be such a fucking pussy, you know?
Happened with Blake Snell too.
Yeah.
And then it happened with Matt Harvey, and he stayed in the game and then blew the World Series.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember the Pedro Martinez, Grady Little situation.
That was good. I like that.
That didn't really end well for the Red Sox.
No. Yeah, I mean, it is weird. I mean, I don't really like it. Sabermetrics, bro. Fucking
It's just the way of the world now.
three times through the order, you gotta get out there. You know, I had a great conversation with my mom today actually about baseball, and she made a good point about like how all of these changes are really like spurned by betting because they want to make the game much more, predictable, and they want to, like think about the strike zone, think about what we're talking about with robo umps and stuff like that. That's like spurned by the advent of sports betting. Like we're trying to make the game more and more perfect, so it's more predictable. So it's like if there's a strike off the corner and some guy loses like $5,000 from it, that is an issue for
Tough shit.
for
I
baseball.
don't think they care about that. They want the guy to lose $5,000. They've been doing this and talking about robo umps for years. And for the pitching, it's just about like pitchers are more and more expensive, especially a guy that you want to be the ace in your rotation. If they're done after 7 innings, 80, 90 pitches, you save that shoulder. You save his elbow. It's not about sports betting. I don't think they give a shit, or like I don't think they're even influenced slightly by that.
Well,
not the teams.
I don't think like a team or a manager is worried about that, but I think the league is aware that they have like betting partners who are gonna be like upset if the game isn't getting the right calls, because they have clients and people they need to fulfill, like kind of like a promise to that the experience will be not necessarily advantageous, but fair. So I think that maybe that's why we're seeing like moments like, oh, that a more perfect umpiring crew, a more perfect game. I don't know. I'm pontificating more than anything, I guess. But what do you?
I think the house always wins.
Yeah.
Put yourself in Manfred's shoes. It's the bottom of the 9th, Game 7 of the World Series. Tommy Edmonds steps up to the plate for the Dodgers, and then they say, no, pull it back. Give him the golden bat. Shohei Ohtani. It's the one golden rule bat. He pulls out the torpedo bat, and the media goes nuts. And DraftKings is just blown up because everybody's placing bets on Ohtani's golden home run.
Yep.
And then a robo ump calls him out on a pitch on the white. And
God, you're
the
describing
Dodgers
my
lose the
nightmare.
World Series. It would all crumble.
A complete cluster.
I might stop watching baseball after that if that literally happens.
I don't know if you guys remember, but that is a real rule being discussed.
I know it is.
I know. Yeah.
It's awful.
It's ridiculous.
Go play banana ball.
Give him the. Yeah, it is a banana ball type.
Honestly, it is banana ball.
It's bananas.
Clip it, Jamie.
Gosh. I think
that
is a really good idea for banana ball, though. They should take that. The banana bat, the golden banana. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's awesome. In a big situation like that, I don't know. Like,
yeah, for banana ball,
it's such backyard baseball mentality.
I mean,
that's why everyone hated the Manfred runner during COVID, which stayed.
Baseball's so unique because you can't get your best player up in these big moments. Like it just happens the way it happens. You might just have your number 8 hitter. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So when it does happen and it does feel scripted, it feels just like, I can't believe that this is where we're at. This is amazing how all these dominoes have fallen just perfectly.
Like Trout Otani in the World Baseball Classic. Like, how did
Oh
that?
yeah,
Yeah, it worked
Like,
out.
yeah,
all the
that was
Niners blew out.
awesome.
Like Trout's up. Like, how this has to be scripted. It was so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, those moments would just kill with an audience. Like, if they could manufacture those moments, it would just kill, and it would.
It wouldn't mean the same. Wouldn't have the same weight.
I totally
You
agree.
have
I would
every
totally,
game.
I totally agree. But it would.
Like, oh, here's Trout and Otani for the 50th time this year. Like, nobody cares.
I don't think it's not going to get any new fans by doing this. If you ask someone who doesn't care about baseball right now, like, well, they just made a rule so the two best people can be, facing each other at any moment of the game. They're going to be like, who cares?
I think
Who's Otani?
I think people would be like,
Yeah.
no, that's sick. I'll watch baseball if they do that.
No, I completely disagree with you. I think you're just saying that.
No, I'm not just saying that.
They might watch like that at bat, but they're not gonna tune in for a full game.
No, they're gonna see that at bat on TikTok and scroll past it
No, they would be like,
without even thinking about it 1 second.
no, because it would be like this. Like the clip would go like this. The manager would go like, and then like some dude would walk out of the dugout with the bat. Like, let's say it's Otani, and he,
Yeah.
and he walks out with a bat. And imagine they like lower the lights, and then like it starts like kind of flashing, and then it's like. He gets everyone's like, yeah, let's go, and it's like a prolonged like song, and
They hand him the golden bat.
Yeah,
it's actually a golden bat.
There literally is a bat that looks different, like from a visual point of view. No, that would actually go so hard. I don't want it to happen, but
It would not go hard.
Objectively go hard, Ben.
It'd be the biggest eye roll moment in baseball history.
I agree, but objectively like from a cinematic narrative standpoint, I think it would go really hard. I don't want
Think about it. There's like a helicopter flies above the stadium. It lowers the golden bat slowly. All the spotlights are on it, and it's shining everywhere. It's like a disco ball. And the batter, Otani's at bat. He's just holding his hand up, grabs the bat, and everyone just goes, "Golden bat! Golden bat!" It's hype. Everyone's freaking out.
I'm sold on this now. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm sold.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is a good idea.
What if he runs out from the bullpen? That would be even more dramatic.
Why would he be in the bullpen?
They send him in the bullpen just because they know it's going to happen later. I don't know.
That would be. I'm with Ben. I don't care if it's a traditional standpoint, but for the fun of it, they should do it in the All-Star game. Why not?
Yeah, that's true. Because All-Star game is
Make the All-Star game outrageous. Make that banana ball. Just do something silly.
I mean, it's already
hockey did it.
What'd you say?
And they made it competitive. Hockey made it competitive and fun. MLB should just.
Hockey nailed it. They absolutely nailed it.
Well, you think it should be more like the NFL, the kind of like the Pro Bowl games, since no one's going to play the actual game.
When the problem with the NFL is everybody declines it, and then you have like Tyler Huntley as quarterback in the AFC, and you're like, how the hell did he get there? He played 6 games.
I remember the last Pro Bowl, that was played. Mac Jones was a quarterback for the AFC. It's like, Mac Jones, really? He's going to be in the game that's going to go down in history as the last Pro Bowl ever played. Embarrassing. Sorry. Embarrassing.
Oh, that's awesome, man. We talked about banana ball last time, Ben. Good.
Yeah.
Glad I missed it.
So, I mean, we should touch a little bit on the Reds before we sign off here. And the Guardians. Predictions for the series, Drew?
Tribe Guardians take 2 of 3.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
They'll win Monday and Wednesday.
I think Hunter Green's pitching the series, right?
No, dude, he's
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
He's on the 15 day.
All right. Well,
more than that. I think our first pitcher is Wade Miley.
So we have Wade Miley starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or is that right? Yeah.
That's right.
Versus Luis Ortiz.
Ortiz has
what?
played well.
Yeah, he's got a 4.02 ERA. Wade Miley has an 18 ERA. So I don't know where that came from.
He hasn't.
That's what it says. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
for
reading.
1 inning, give up
He
like
must
a
have
run or
thrown.
two.
Yeah, he must have.
Give up 2 runs and
I don't think he even debuted yet for the Reds this year. Did he?
we'd have to if he has an ERA.
Maybe they're using his like.
Might not be for the Reds, but in
Yeah, it may not be
Major
for the
League.
Reds. He was in the Brewers organization before this, so maybe he threw an inning.
So he had an interesting thing happen in the last couple of days because he opted out of the contract, and then Hunter Green got injured, and the Reds picked him up because you're like, okay, we have a spot for you now.
He's like, nah, I'm out of here.
And then
you can come back.
And then it was like a day. It was like a day later. Hunter Green gets hurt.
Yeah, I was wondering if I was like reading it right. I was like, didn't we just let him go like 16 hours ago?
Exactly.
Yeah, for him to test the market.
I'm excited.
See where his value is, and he's like what? He's around 40.
30.
Is he like 38?
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm excited.
good for him to try to test the market at that age. As a pitcher, but
I'm
he
excited.
found a job eventually.
I am curious to see how this goes. It could go very poorly, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm expecting to be under 500 again.
I think the Guardians win that game. It's game 2. I'll let you announce it, John. See if you got who's next on the rubber.
We do. We'll have Andrew Abbott on the red side, and then we'll have Slade. I don't even. How can you say that last name, Drew? I don't want to get it wrong.
Go ahead, give it a shot. Let's see what you got.
Oh man, I bet it's something like Ciccone or something like that. I bet it's a sound.
No, it's Ciccone.
Ciccone. Okay.
Yeah.
Slade Ciccone. That's sick.
That's who we traded him for Josh Naylor.
Wow. That's a Scott Pilgrim boyfriend name. That's a reference.
Slade. So it looks like
I think that'll be a good game. I've always liked Andrew Abbott. He's a good pitcher.
Me too, man.
Yeah,
he's consistent.
he is.
He's not like the best, but he's good.
He's a grinder, bro. He just grinds it out,
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He pitches to the 5th inning often.
Yeah.
That's what we call grinders nowadays. If you can get to the 5th, he's grinding.
Ben has been beside himself for the last 15, 20 minutes.
By the way, and how about the third game, Nick Lodolo versus Logan Allen? That means the Reds are starting 3 left-handers in a row, which is interesting.
Load up on the righties, Drew.
Abbott's
a lefty. That's what I am looking at right now on my phone. So if my phone says I'm incorrect, Andrew Abbott is a left-hander.
Okay.
No, you are absolutely correct. Lodolo,
that's right.
Miley,
and Abbott.
So I think the Reds' best chance is in game 3, but I'll give Abbott credit. I think that could be a decent matchup.
I think games 2 and 3 we both.
It's
going to be. Yeah, I think that'll be a competitive set of games. I can't imagine Wade Miley at this point throwing a good start. I mean, honestly, I would have maybe preferred if the Reds did like an opener situation. I feel like that is an underutilized strategy, and it's usually, that's just a bullpen game. But
Chase Petty the mound, I don't know.
It's kind of
right.
It's kind of fallen by the wayside a bit. I don't think it's a very for some reason people have
because you spend because you just waste so many arms that day. So then the next couple games you're out a few arms.
But usually you would bring but you'd bring somebody up usually in that situation and give them a roster spot for a day. I think.
I get that, but you can only have so many moves like that per year.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just keep bringing guys up every day.
Yeah, I think it is.
Got to be strategic.
Maybe Chase Burns. Chase Burns was promoted to Louisville today, I think, or yesterday.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
good for him.
So
You guys got Detroit afterwards too. Good luck.
yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
Is that in Detroit?
It
Yeah.
is.
And then you go to Minnesota. Please do some damage minus these next 3 days. Just the rest of the week, do good. Like take one of 3. I'll give you the Ohio Cup. Does that make you feel good if we get 2 of 3 from you?
Oh, I
No,
love
we
that.
got
That's
over
No, I think
500.
everybody would
Give me
be.
under 500.
Everybody would say we took more games from the Indians than they took from us, Guardians.
But it
But
doesn't.
Indians.
I want 6. I want 6-0, not 3, not 4-3.
We won 2
You're
games.
not getting 6-0. No
Yeah,
chance.
What'd you call the Twins the other day? Drew?
Who, me?
Drew.
No, what the Twins call us?
The shit hitting.
Oh, the slapstick shit eating goblins. The Twins fans call us.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Okay. That'd be a good one. Are you gonna when's the last time you were at the Guardians game there, Drew?
I went a year and a half ago, and we beat Tampa Bay, and I got to see. I saw who's this band that sings "Shut Up and Dance"?
Shut up.
All Out Boy.
Walk the moon.
Yeah.
Walk the Moon, yeah, Cincinnati band. They played
Oh,
after the game. So yeah, I was there a few years ago. Oh no, and I saw the Yankees play last year, and they destroyed us 8-0 or like 8-2.
Was that? When was that?
It was early May, June ish.
We got Train coming to Cincinnati after a Reds game. If you're interested in that.
Yeah, you gotta come.
I think Shaq's
Yeah,
doing
come
it
on
too.
Who?
Yeah. Shaq and
Train?
Train.
Who the hell is Train?
They have that one song that you'll know. You'll know Train when you hear it.
It's horrible.
I'm pretty sure they're Grammy nominated.
That was they were
Maybe
huge.
maybe an award
Like, they're
winning.
the-
Yeah,
Are they better than Fork?
I think so.
Boone, you mean?
I think they might even be better than Puddle of Mud.
What'll a pud?
They sing that Hey song. That Hey.
Hey, hey. Is that Soul Sister?
Oh, you know
there you
that's the encore right there.
Yeah.
Imagine staying late after a Reds game in Great American and hearing that song just echo in the night.
Imagine trying to sleep.
Train, baby.
Imagine trying to sleep in your apartment next to Great American Ballpark and you hear, hey.
Babe, what's the matter? Can you not sleep? It's Train again.
They're
They're back.
blowing up the loudspeakers.
Yeah.
They've got a fireworks show too. Forget the WEB fireworks about Train.
the video feed on the jumbotron is like barely shining over the walls of the ballpark and shining into someone's apartment window. And you can just see Train performing on that big stage.
Oh my
Dead
god.
center.
It's brutal.
I've we got 2 things for you before we bounce.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
coming with my trivia, and now that I got Ben here, let's see if I can stump him.
Oh, you
Yes.
Da-da-da. Here, check this out. Here's the Brandon Phillips home run. Watch this Brian Giles just bonk.
Wow.
Incredible.
He pulled that,
Like, look at that.
over the wall.
Look at that.
It was almost
Just-
hitting the.
Look at it.
Oof.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, I got it.
Little tip: if you pause and hit period, you go frame by frame.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know that, man. Look at you flexing.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
So when does he come down with the ball?
He catches.
Wow.
At that moment he did.
Right
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
He's in there, yeah. Jesus.
Ooh.
Wow. Look at that guy with the glasses. He doesn't have,
This is what 2005, where there's just all 480p of it.
this is like.
This is 360p.
All right, look at that. There's the ball up top. You can see it coming down. It's right here.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And then
Yeah.
here he comes. He's on the wall right now. Look at that.
Wow,
Look at
that's
that leg
such an
placement.
early jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
like,
not?
"No,
I mean, he's hanging up on that wall for
He's just
a minute.
using his weight on the wall.
I got it." And watch it full screen again.
It almost looks like the ball pops out and goes
Oh.
down. Oh, crazy.
But yeah,
I was
that's
just-
Brandon. There's your
Wow.
boy Brandon Phillips right there.
Whoa.
I'm gonna play a little bit of trivia and see if Ben can grab it. I've got 2 for you here.
Do you want us to stay in the stream?
Yeah, just stay in the stream.
Okay, all right.
Let's see. Where's the screen share here? Window.
Hey. Hey.
All right, we got 2 players here. One on the left and one on the right. I'll give you a hint. The player on the right has a 28.9 R. The player on the left has a 51.9 R WAR. One of these guys is a Reds player. Let's see if you can name who he is. And who's the counterpart. These guys played basically around the same era.
Mm,
I
the
think
3 championships.
it's Eric
They
Davis.
play the same position. I will give you that too. They
Oh,
are the
no,
same
it's
position.
The same position. Mm.
Let's find
A 51 WAR, basically 52.
That's like slightly below Hall of Fame level.
These are Reds players?
One
No,
of
no,
them
the-
is.
one of them is a Reds player.
No, the one on the
2000
left. You said the one on the left is a Reds player?
One,
No, I
no,
didn't
just
say-
one of them is.
One of them is
It can't be the one on the left.
2000.
I mean, they both won championships. So,
275 average. So this is the guy in the red is a 1990. Well,
Nope.
not necessarily.
2002 to 2019 is your frame you're working with here.
Oh, with both of these players?
Yes.
I don't
Oh,
understand
that
the
now.
championships then. Like, is that a pennant, you mean?
No, it's
Well,
championships.
they may not have been on the same team for all of those. Is my assumption.
Oh, okay.
Unle-
I guess.
yeah,
Yeah, all right.
or maybe I don't know. And same position.
Same position. It's tricky.
Mm.
I don't know why, but Scott Rowland feels like he's coming out to me right now, but I don't think that's Scott Rowland.
It's not Scott Rowland.
It's a good.
Because I think I was going to say he had much better stats than that.
Yeah, he had higher WAR.
I'll give you a hint for the one on the left. His career was ended by Manny Machado.
That does nothing for me.
He's got to be maybe a catcher then.
He's not a catcher, but it was a slide that tore him up, and he was never the same.
Infield.
Ah.
So we're talking about infielders now.
You are talking about infielders.
Not a first baseman, probably either second base, shortstop, or third.
But he
Not
won
a first baseman.
three championships, and then he got slid into.
Yep, he was coached by your current manager.
Man,
Was he? So was it a Red Sox? He was a Red Sox or a Guardian, maybe?
He is
I
a
was
Red.
Johnny Gomes?
No, Gomes didn't have a 52 WAR. Oh my god.
Come on, who is like the most famous Red Sox over the past 20 years outside of David Ortiz?
But he
Nomar
played for the
Garcia
Reds,
Parra.
right?
No, he didn't play for the Reds. One of these players played for
Oh, okay. So we're assuming. I'm guessing the right guy was the Red. Oh, oh god, why can't I think of his name?
he was a dirt ball.
Name.
who's a dirt ball
Oh my god.
on the Red Sox?
Can
Yes.
Can I Google? Because I just know if I look up the roster, I'll know his name.
I don't care.
Give Ben the initials.
No,
No, I think.
I'm not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna do that.
Come on, all right, I'll give you another. He played his entire career.
Is it Brandon Phillips on the right?
Brandon Phillips is on the
I
right.
know it. I know who it is, but I can't think of the name. Oh my
Mitch,
god,
you're
he's a
correct.
second.
Brandon
a
Phillips
second
is on the right. Okay.
Yes.
He's a
Brandon
second
Phillips.
baseman.
He's on the right. And yes, you're so close. Who's the Red Sox second baseman?
Why
Who
can't I
was
think of
it?
his name?
From 2002 to from 2006 to
I know.
2018.
I'm just gonna Google
Don't
the
Google
roster
it. You
'cause I
can't
know.
Google it, dude.
Oh,
That's cheating.
He's like the most famous Red Sox.
yeah.
Jose Peraza?
No.
That's the most famous
no.
Red Sox in my eyes.
You guys are killing me.
I know it. I just can't think of the name.
Why? So David.
Give me his first initial.
E.
In,
His last name rhymes with Pastoria. Like Oscar Pastoria.
you stumped him, Drew.
My goodness. It's Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah, why'd you say E?
What?
You said E.
I thought you said E. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you said E as well.
The E threw me
Oh,
off.
You said E.
No, D. I said D.
Okay.
I heard E.
Chat.
All
Chat.
right. Should have clarified.
Yeah, Dustin Pedroia. Damn.
Wow. Okay.
All that.
Good shit.
All
right.
that.
Wow.
Yeah, wait, hold
no.
on real quick. Because I came with 2 because I thought that would have went quick, but it didn't.
These are a lot
think-
harder
We've
when you
had to
don't
remind
know.
you that this is a low IQ program here.
I'm so glad. we
And
have
for
that
some
part.
reason,
Yeah.
I know, it really is
It
saving
really bails us
something.
out. Yeah. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. All right, here.
Okay, one of these is Votto.
That is correct.
The one on
I
the
will
right
give-
is Votto.
The one on the right is Joey Votto. The other player on the left is an active player who also plays first base. Which,
Championship.
looking at their stats, you're like, wow, that's pretty
I'm
crazy.
gonna go Freddie Freeman.
Wow, not seeing how that was quick.
There you
Because I
go.
gave you something
Good
recent.
guess.
I was gonna guess Freeman, but I wasn't sure he had that high WAR. That seems pretty high for Freddie Freeman.
The 2 championships got me. He got one with the Dodgers and the Braves, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
God, he's
He's a
Yeah.
beast.
a good player. Fuck.
What beast.
What a beast. We're talking about Anthony Rizzo.
That was fun.
Damn.
That was
God,
fun.
it's so sad to see no championships next to Votto's name.
He'll get one.
Yeah,
one
making
day.
him-
He'll get one as a hitting coach or like a bench coach maybe.
Oh yeah.
I think he's done forever, though. I think he said he was getting away from it.
Yeah, he says that now, but I'm curious. I mean, he might go in the booth
Like
or something.
like 5 years from now, he might get the itch.
Yeah.
Who
Mhm.
knows?
Or he'll play.
Where's he at? Is he in Canada? He go back to
I
Canada?
don't know what he's doing.
Was he
I think
ever
he
in
was-
Canada?
I think he was in like Greece or something, according to like people posting on or him posting on social media or something. I don't know.
Are
He's
you-
just traveling the world right now.
Are you confusing the guy with the Votto jersey in like the Louvre or whatever it
I
was?
saw that.
Oh, was that? Well, I thought that was Votto that took the picture.
No, that was somebody who sent him a picture or posted a photo on social media like Votto in France or something, and then like Votto retweeted it or put it on Instagram or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I thought that was Votto that took the photo.
You thought the guy wearing the shirt was Votto.
No, I thought Votto
Where-
took the picture of the guy.
Votto's wearing his jersey in the Louvre.
He just goes around dressed in his Reds uniform.
If anybody would do it, it's Joey Votto.
Oh yeah.
I kind of wanted him to get his debut with the Blue Jays, to be honest. But it is kind of cool that he did. It's kind of cool that he never played for any other team.
I mean, he
Yeah,
wore
good.
the jersey in spring training, so for me, that kind of like you get the feeling of what it would
For Immaculate
be
Grid.
like.
Not for Immaculate Grid. You got to play one game
No.
with the team.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true. Did you see the update to that? I haven't done that in like a year, but now it like tracks how many times you've guessed a player and got it right. That's wild.
Oh, I
haven't-
sometimes open it up a little bit. I've gotten worse at it over the years
And it's because of this podcast.
because
Guys are so low IQ.
bro.
We're gonna have
Podcast
no
make me
IQ.
stupid.
Well, I think that should close us out. So we're gonna go to
Thank you,
bed with our small brains. Glad we got the technology
Mhm.
figured out today, and I'm glad you're able
Yeah.
to do this, man, and enjoy the series tomorrow. You know, should be
Yeah.
fun.
Look forward to it, and I'll look forward to talking to you guys again.
Yeah. Final thoughts? Anything in your life you want to report on? Anything?
No, just this. I'm ready for summer. Weather's here. It looks good. My 6-year-old learned how to ride a bike in 3 hours. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
How are the cicadas in your area? Are you
Oh,
getting
No
them?
such thing. No such thing.
Oh man, my yard is just overridden with them. They're everywhere.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. I walk out my front door and there's just cicadas, dead and alive. On my doorstep to my driveway and in the yard. I took the dog out in the backyard for 20 minutes. She probably ate 4 or 5 cicadas that she just finds in the grass or flying around. She jumps up and eats them. It's crazy.
And what year cicadas are these? Because we did the 17 years,
17.
like a few years ago.
This
Right.
is
How old are you
this is a
guys?
17-year brood, I think.
Is
Oh,
it?
man.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
another-
It feels
another
like
big one.
17 years happens every 5 years at this point.
I
but-
know.
I don't think it
that.
necessarily means that it's every 17 years. I think it means that
Oh, it's just that these have been
Colony.
germinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then I'm getting conflicting reports on if they're supposed to come around every 17 years or that's what I always heard. There's a big one every 17 years, but I don't know. Maybe
These
I
ones
misunderstood
look
it.
the same. They got red beady eyes and everything.
Yeah. Like they always feel like they're going to fly in your mouth. It freaks me out. Get out of here.
I like the sound they make. It's like the sound of summer. I like it.
There's
It was nice.
We've got the midges up in Cleveland on the lake.
Oh yeah, the Lake Erie. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Like, well-
Go and watch the Jabba Chamberlain Yankees versus
gonna
Indians.
say.
in
Uh-huh.
DC.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
They're
Mid-
putting bug spray on him. It's just making it worse.
Oh,
Like little gnats.
because it attracted them instead.
Mhm.
Because it wasn't the right application. Yeah. Wow. That's fun stuff. Bugs.
Bugs.
All right. Well, who
Well,
did?
gentlemen,
Yeah.
thank you very much. I'll talk with you all soon.
Very soon. Good luck
Bill.
with your mic and your camera tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we're good now.
Yeah.
Good luck, gentlemen. We'll talk after the series.
All right.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
we will.
Baby. Later.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.